I bought that lake cabin for one reason only: peace. After 30 years in law enforcement, long nights, blood on my boots, radio screaming, bodies I still see when I close my eyes, I needed somewhere quiet, somewhere that didn't ask me for anything, somewhere the world couldn't reach me. The cabin sat on the edge of Lake Silverwood, tucked into a line of tall pines like it was hiding. No neighbors close enough to hear you sneeze, no traffic, no sirens, just water, wind, and the sound of wood settling at night. I didn't wear my badge there. Nobody at the lake knew I was the chief of police, and that was exactly how I wanted it, at least, until the HOA decided my cabin belonged to them. It was a Friday afternoon when everything started. I had just finished repairing the dock, hammer in one hand, beer in the other, when I heard footsteps crunching on gravel. Fast, confident, like someone who assumed they were welcome. I turned and saw him. Early 20s. Designer sunglasses, crisp white sneakers already ruined by dirt, gold chain resting on a shirt that cost more than my entire weekend wardrobe. Behind him stood a woman with that unmistakable look. Short blonde hair, oversized sunglasses, tight smile that never touched her eyes. HOA Karen. Her son didn't knock, he didn't introduce himself. He pointed at my cabin. "Yeah, so we're gonna need this place Saturday night." I laughed. I actually laughed out loud because I thought he was joking. He wasn't. "My mom already approved it," he said, arms crossed like he owned the lake. "We're throwing a lake party, DJs, boats, fireworks. You'll need to be out by noon." Karen nodded behind him, lips pursed like she'd just solved a problem. I wiped my hands on a rag and looked at her. "Approved by who?" she finally spoke. "The HOA," she said sharply. "And before you ask, yes, I'm the president." That was the moment I felt it, that familiar tightening in my chest. The same feeling I got right before a situation went bad on patrol. I kept my voice calm. "This is a private cabin," I said. "I own it. There is no HOA jurisdiction here." Karen scoffed. "Oh, please, everyone around this lake falls under Silverwood Estates. We make the rules, and my son's birthday is once a year." Her son stepped closer. "Don't make this difficult, old man." Old man. That word landed hard. I looked him dead in the eyes. "You're trespassing," I said quietly. "Both of you. I'm asking you to leave." Karen's face flushed red. "You do not tell me what to do on my lake." And just like that, the line was crossed. Karen pulled a folder from her oversized purse and snapped it open like a weapon. "Failure to comply with HOA directives results in fines," she said. "And if necessary, legal action." Her son smirked. "We'll be back tomorrow," he said, "whether you like it or not." Then they turned and walked away like they'd already won. I stood there, watching them disappear down the trail. And for the first time since buying that cabin, I didn't feel peaceful. I felt challenged. Saturday morning, I woke up early. Something told me to. I stepped outside and there it was. A bright orange notice taped to my front door. "Property reserved, HO event." I stood there staring at it, disbelief turning slowly into anger. They hadn't even waited. They hadn't asked. They had claimed my property. I took the notice down and folded it carefully. Then I noticed the boats, 3 of them already anchored near my dock. Music equipment stacked on the shore, generators humming. They were setting up, on my land. I reached into my pocket and felt my badge. I hadn't planned on using it, but they had left me no choice. By noon, the lake was chaos. Bass thumping so hard it rattled my windows. Jet skis tearing through restricted zones. Teenagers drinking openly. Fireworks crates stacked dangerously close to dry brush. And standing at the center of it all, Karen's son, shirt off, drink in hand, acting like a king. Karen spotted me and marched over. "Well?" she snapped. "You're still here?" "Yes," I said, "I am." She rolled her eyes. "Fine, stay inside. Don't ruin the vibe." Her son leaned in close. "Touch anything, say anything," he whispered, "and you'll regret it." That was the moment I knew. This wasn't just entitlement. This was dangerous. I walked back into the cabin, closed the door, and picked up my phone. I dialed dispatch. "Chief," the voice on the other end said instantly. "Everything okay?" "No," I said, "it's not." I described everything. The trespassing, the alcohol, the boats, the fireworks. There was a pause. Then, "You want units?" I looked out the window at the madness. "Yes," I said, "I want everyone." 20 minutes later, the music cut out. The lake went silent. Red and blue lights reflected off the water like a mirror. Boats, patrol cars, fire marshal trucks. Karen's son froze mid-laugh. "What the hell is this?" he shouted. Karen spun toward me, fury in her eyes. What did you do? I stepped outside, calm, steady, and I clipped my badge onto my belt. I did my job. Her face went pale. The officers moved in fast. Citations, breathalyzers, fireworks confiscated. Karen screamed, "You can't do this! I'm HOA president!" One officer looked at her blankly. "And you're trespassing." Her son tried to argue, tried to intimidate, tried to pull rank he didn't have. Then I walked over, and everyone went quiet. "Party's over," I said. He stared at me, disbelief shaking his voice. "You're police?" I leaned in. "I'm the chief." When Karen tried to block an officer from towing a boat, she was arrested. When her son shoved another guest, he was arrested. Handcuffs clicked. Phones came out. The lake watched. And for the first time all day, there was silence. By sunset, the lake was empty again. Trash gone. Damage assessed. Karen sat in the back of a cruiser, screaming into the void. Her son stared at the ground, reality finally sinking in. I stood on my dock, listening to the water, feeling peace return. A week later, the HOA was dissolved. Karen resigned. Fines paid, charges filed, and my cabin? Quiet, untouched, safe. And every time I sit on that dock now, beer in hand, I smile. Because entitlement only works until it meets the wrong person.